Hey there.
Hey, let me get this situated here. Um, let's do an introduction. My name is Stu.
I'm Lindsay. We're the Campbells. We live in northern Utah in the Weber
And
School
yeah,
District,
we live in the Weber School District area. We are the parents of 4 children. What are their
ages 4 to 12.
4 to 12.
And we're busy, just like every other family with lots of kids. We're busy. We both work.
I work full time, and
I have a part-time gig with flexible hours, but got to squeeze it in. We love food, cooking, gardening, all the food things.
yeah, we have a huge garden that we love to work in, and it's probably too big for us.
Yep.
But we love to ski.
Paddleboard, outside things with our
lots of things
kids.
Outdoors, camping. We just love being outdoors. We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and living in Utah, obviously. And we both are involved in our church. We both have callings. What's your calling?
I am the primary music leader for our ward, and I love that calling.
How long have you done it?
Third time having the calling. Probably maybe 6 or 7 years.
Total, yeah.
Total, but
she's done it, and
I love it. And
the most important calling in the church, yeah. I think.
I love the calling.
I sing. My calling is I sing in the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, and so that keeps me and our family really busy because that's a pretty rigorous schedule. And so we're busy like everybody else, and we are creating this video channel because we are first-time homeschoolers. Like, we're starting this year, like next week,
or
we've never done it before. And we're starting it. But we wanted to start it because well, I'll get into that a little bit more. I want to give a little bit of our story to tell everybody how we got to this point. Our story unfortunately starts with COVID, but this isn't a COVID story. Like the rest of the world that was impacted by the COVID pandemic, in March of 2020, we were all kind of sent home. Kids, distance learning,
which I hated.
Yeah,
I hated distance
Nobody
learning.
liked it.
The thing we did love about it, though, was all the family time we got. He was working from home, so we would go for walks in the afternoon, at lunchtime, or go for family bike rides, and there was just a lot of like family bonding time, which I'm sure a lot of people experienced.
Yeah, we loved it, but didn't like distance learning. So we got through I think like everyone else, we got through that year and just said, okay, great, whew, it's done. Then we hit the summer, and I think it was a breath of fresh air for lots of people, including us. And then after a month and a half, maybe July of 2020, there was talks in the school district. At the time, we were at Davis School District in Davis County, that kids were going to have to go to school masked when the new school year started. And they were talking about all these different options of how to get the schools open back up and bring people back together while also keeping everybody safe.
And he knew this because he started attending board meetings because we were like, what's going on?
Yeah, we wanted to be involved and help decision making. We were pro getting kids back in class, pro not having masks in schools. The data wasn't there. Anyway, I spent all summer, that summer, going to all these board meetings. And yes, we were locked out. I can attest that there were many of us parents that would go to the Davis School District board meetings, and we were locked out. For lots of reasons, I'm sure. But anyway, we were giving lots of feedback, trying to help a way forward to get the schools open back up. Eventually they did, and our kids wore masks that first part of that school year. Fast forward to February of 21, before it was cool to submit a mask exemption form, we actually heard about it. I don't remember how we heard about it, but we were one of the earlier ones. In fact, I think we were the first in the district at the time.
School, at least, that I know of. Yeah.
I think when I emailed it over, we were the first in the district, and
so
they were like,
had to wear like lanyards and kind of were flagged, so the teacher wouldn't say, "Pull your mask up, put your mask on."
Yeah, they got to for that last half of that, or the last few months of the year, they got to be mask free, and every other kid was jealous that they had to wear one, and our kids didn't have to. Anyway, then district administrators stopped, they kind of disallowed it. So
In August of 2021, we moved to Weber School District. Just for that great area. There's great schools in our area, and we were excited for them to go to this school and they could bike, and we've honestly loved that school so much. It's a really great school and all the teachers are amazing.
yeah,
We've loved every teacher we've had, which has just made this decision even harder. I think if we would have stayed in Davis with our old school, I would have for sure done it last year, but
yeah, probably would have expedited it
stayed for
quicker.
2 years now.
But during all of these meetings and all these COVID battles, we'll call them, I talked to other parents and other teachers and other people who are concerned from the whole spectrum. I was learning about the curriculum that teachers were teaching. I was learning about programs, things that the districts would do. I would learn just the system. I would learn about like social emotional learning courses and what they were saying to kids.
A lot of what they say is good, but it takes out the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And
the parents not even in the
telling them
equation.
to go to a teacher instead of a parent. And
if they have,
so
if they
that
have
was a
social and
big
emotional
red flag
problems,
for
it would
us.
say the last thing they would say is go to the parent. The first thing was go to a principal or a teacher or a counselor. And anyways, it just didn't sit well with us. So anyways, we got here to Weber School District, and then maybe July of last year, 2022, I started working with a bunch of other concerned parents with the Weber School District Board and their attorney to try and remove the pornographic books from our school libraries. We, I think, had a really good collaboration with them to get a really good policy. I thought that we helped the district create a pretty good policy so that people could challenge books if they wanted to. So that was the battle over the library books, but I'm not aware of any books that have ever been removed still in Weber School District. So that was also another concerning issue. And I think and during all this, I tried to create a Weber parents united group kind of thing to try and just get other people to follow along. But I just found that parents don't really know the issues, and it felt like a lot of parents up this direction didn't want to get involved or didn't seem to care. I don't know if they didn't care, but we just couldn't find the support. And it just got us wondering, like,
with all
there's a lot of hours.
Yeah, with all the hours he was spending at these meetings and even helping out at the school. You know, he would play the piano for the school choir, and I was, you know, reading with
Community
kids
council.
And community council and helping out in classes and
PTA stuff.
And PTA, and we were just like, well,
so many hours.
Why don't we just put all those hours to our kids and invest that time and energy in them? And it was more, I think it's more worth it to us to spend that time and energy to just invest it in our own kids. And over the past couple years, I just had like feelings and promptings about homeschooling. Maybe it's because I was kind of doing it, but not really in a good way with the distance learning. I would listen to homeschool podcasts and read books, and I couldn't get enough of learning about it. But, last year and even 2021, when it came down to it, I was just too scared or not ready. And so we sent them to public school, and it was just interesting to me because I noticed the difference. They would come home after being at school all day, and then they would be grumpy with each other because they've been apart all day doing separate things, and we'd have to run to all, sports and other activities they're involved in. Our school did not have homework, which was awesome, but it was still just like we never got a connected feeling. It was like, hurry, 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 and then hurry and get to bed, and then wake up in the morning, hurry, breakfast, hurry. Oh, let's try to do a scripture and get out the door for school.
And I think a lot of it for us was that we were just noticing that, like, hey, we're not really spending as much time with our kids as we'd like to. And so it kind of just started thinking to ourselves, like, we wanted a different outcome.
Yep. Just get the kids out of the system
Yeah, we just wanted a different outcome. We didn't like what we were seeing, or, from our friends or others that we know, or our own family. We just wanted to do a different outcome.
And we did find this awesome curriculum. We'll do another video about that probably next time, but it incorporates faith with science and math, and talks about how God created, the spiral shape in a seashell, and it's just so inspiring and beautiful. And so that really has been a push too, just because I feel like in these days, in this time that we live in, they need more God in their lives. They need more Bible and just faith-based learning.
And, like I said earlier, we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And that's something that's really important to us, is that we can rear our children following the principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ, but also live in a world that has a lot of issues. And we want to be able to raise our kids right so that they can withstand the evils in the world. I think I'm going to go back and just mention, we have loved our elementary school here, and that we live by, and all of those teachers, like you said, and we don't want to offend anybody who might be in the public school, or any of our friends who are teachers. We love all of them, and we totally respect everyone's right to stay in the public school system. But as we went out and looked at this, we couldn't find very many people who had a perspective of a member of our church.
When I'm looking for videos about homeschooling and podcasts, I would find a bunch of different resources just about other Christian denominations, but I couldn't really find any addressing it from the perspective of a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is why we're kind of throwing our voice and experience in.
We're members of the church in Utah, and we're leaving the public school system, and we want to help encourage others who feel like we do, or might feel a pull to homeschool,
or unhappy with the public school system in any way. We are calling our channel Learning by Faith.
Yes, and it's going to be a video blog, or whatever they call it. It's just going to document our journey from public school to homeschool. We have never done this before. We didn't come from families that homeschooled us or anything like that. And we are taking a leap of faith after several promptings, like Lindsay was saying, over the last several years, to homeschool our 4 kids. And we decided it was time to stop ignoring those promptings. And we are going to seek learning by faith.
Because we know that when you follow the promptings of the Spirit, that you're going to be blessed along the way doing that. And Jesus is going to help us and help our crazy days. And so we're kind of excited and nervous and scared out of our minds.
Is what I keep telling everybody.
And
so we would appreciate any, as we go through this journey, as you follow along with us, we would appreciate any encouraging words, prayers. We're acting on prompting, and like you said, we know the Lord's going to prepare a way for us to do this. Hence the name Learning by Faith.
D&C, Doctrine and Covenants.
Yeah, Doctrine and Covenants 88.
118. That's the scripture that is from.
Talks about learning by faith. So our hope is that this channel is to document and share our journey in hopes of inspiring others in our faith to decide if this is for them. And so we want to document it. So we're looking forward to this.
Yeah, our kids are excited.
Yeah.
They keep asking me,
when can we start?
When can we start? When can I get my math book out? And, we went shopping for school supplies, and our daughter was like, can I have these yet? Like all the markers and crayons. And it's a lot though to do. And so that's why we wanted to show it. It's going to be real. Sometimes, in our videos, we are going to hopefully highlight what went well and also what didn't, what struggles we had. So we hopefully help others.
But this isn't something we just decided yesterday. Hopefully we've said that. We've been thinking about it for several years, and then it really kicked into high gear in May. And then that's kind of where our summer has been. We've had a really busy summer in lots of ways, but another way
But we've flip-flopped on the decision
we've
all
gone
summer.
back and forth 100 times.
We went as far as ordering curriculum and then the next
canceling the
day
order.
canceling the order because I would have like anxiety attacks.
So difficult, but we've decided to just take the faith route and try it.
I think we'd regret not trying it. So this is our journey of us trying homeschooling. So our next video is how we think we're going to go about it. We'll be talking about the curriculum we're using, kind of this loose schedule we're going to follow, and
just like the responsibilities, like how we're going to do this. I know a lot of other homeschoolers, it's mostly on the wife. That's not going to be our case. I'm going to help. I mean, yes, I work outside of the home, but there's going to be things that I'm going to do in the mornings, evenings, weekends, to help
homeschooling,
to help make sure that things are running smoothly, and to check in with kids as well when they need help. So anyway, that's pretty much our intro video. Like any other YouTube video, you want to like and subscribe so that you can follow our journey. If you have any comments, leave them below or wherever we post this. Just make sure that engage with us, because
we'd love to get a little online community. Maybe you're starting this year too and in the same boat as us. Awesome. Comment. We would love to get to know you and your situation.
Yeah, we just can't. We're going to be learning this as we go, and we don't know what we don't know. I mean, we certainly have tried to find resources out there, and there's a lot for homeschooling, but it's hard to sift through a lot. And so we're just going to document it and share what we're doing as Utahns here, and how we're leaving the public school system, and how we're going to try and do this. We might fail, and this is a very public way to fail. If it works, then hopefully again we can inspire others of wanting to do something different and get a different outcome.
So wish us luck.
Yep.
Say a little prayer for us. we could use all the prayers.
Yep.
Word of encouragement would just make our day. So thanks so much.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
Catch you in the next video.
How do you
Just leave.
and it records it though?
Just leave.